Hello, and welcome to Cry Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to do an after-action report of Battleforce's campaign book, The Scorpion's Lair. So let's get started. Bald Guy Games has released its first campaign supplement for its game Battleforce. This is a scenario or a campaign, a list of 4 linked together scenarios, beginning scenarios, to introduce you to the game of Battleforce. So let's go to the gaming table. The Prologue. It's the early 2000s and terrorism is on the rise. The U.S. and UN forces have just begun their involvement in Afghanistan in response to the terrorist attacks on the United States of America. Task Force Solitude has commenced operations in the area of Jalalabad, constructing a maximum security facility capable of holding several hundred prisoners. The maximum security wing, dubbed the Island, is guarded by elite UN Special Force soldiers and houses some of the more ruthless war criminals and terrorists captured to date. Several months into operations, a high-level terrorist asset has been captured by British forces and was held at the island. During interrogation, but before gaining any useful information, terrorist forces loyal to Ahmed Jazrali, also known as the Red Scorpion, assaulted the detention facility and executed a violent and bloody rescue operation. UN military leaders have issued a call for assistance. The Red Scorpion is a vital asset, and recapturing the terrorist leader is of utmost importance. So the UN player will be playing Allied forces assigned to the area around Jalalabad, Afghanistan, which is the primary goal of the UN player. It will be to execute the directives provided in the SITREPs in an attempt to secure the Red Scorpion. The safety of the UN player's units will be of utmost concern, as reinforcements are limited. At any time, the UN player must keep in mind that gathering intel and assets marked for terrorist activity is a secondary priority and will provide increased benefits to the overall pursuit of the fugitive terrorists. The Red Scorpion player, on the other hand, will be in control of all the forces and assets loyal to the terrorist and has a relatively limitless source of reinforcements. Though highly funded, it may be difficult for the terrorist leader to retrieve his more valuable assets, and so must rely on militia and poorly trained loyalists to form his ranks. The Red Scorpion's overall goal is to avoid capture at any cost. During play, the Red Scorpion model may exit any board edge after the 3rd round of play, simulating the slipperiness of the terrorist and his overall goal to escape. The remaining terrorist models may not exit the board and will fight to the death to protect their leader. This is, of course, only until the 4th mission. This is a campaign consisting of 4 missions, and in the 4th mission, the climax of the campaign, the Red Scorpion must remain on the battle map until the outcome is decided. For the campaign, we're going to be playing default forces provided for within the campaign book, and we're going to go right into Mission 1, The Scorpion's Cage. October 19, 2002, 2300 hours. Helicopters hover over the maximum security facility located in Jalalabad. The prison break, facilitated by forces loyal to the Red Scorpion, has left a bloody trail on their way out of the island. Sirens continue to sound as several UN trucks pull into the yard to assess the damage. Special Forces unit containing US and British soldiers exit the choppers and enter into the briefing tent for their instructions. SITREP. Intel of the immediate area includes satellite footage of the breakout operation. Thermal images continue to follow a small caravan of trucks to the streets of Jalalabad until it comes to a stop in a rural area of eastern Jalalabad near the Kabul River. Approximately 7 armed figures exiting the vehicles take refuge within the modest residential buildings of the neighborhood. The briefing officer designates the surrounding homes as the target area and orders the responding team to enter weapons-free and retrieve the target. So the Red Scorpions team starts hidden. They've run into the buildings. This is a hidden movement, or is intended to be, unbeknownst to the UN player, though of course I'm playing both sides here. So I'm going to start by placing the Red Scorpion himself, just for narrative reasons, in this building here. I'm going to give him the protection of 2 of his highest people. Put one in there with him directly, and the other one I'll put on sentry duty out front. And then the others placed on various buildings on the other side of the map. I only have 4 guys, and none of them are particularly good. Put one in here. And one in here. And then 2, I guess, back here. Let's do that to try to better facilitate the caravan. That'll be the terrain, I think. The other side, the UN has the choice of picking either Rangers, U.S. Rangers, or SAS. I don't actually have figures right now for either. My guys are painted more like they're a private military contractor group. They could be, I guess, early war SAS. They're using various weaponry, different nationalities' weaponry, and they're not in fatigues. I'm going to treat them as SAS for this game because the real difference has to do with the starting location, the deployment. The U.S. forces would get a Humvee and a free turn of movement and can approach from either end of the table. The SAS have air support and can land directly on one of the buildings and start from there. I presently don't have an HMV or a Humvee. I have it on order. So we're going to start with the air support, and we're going to start by dropping them. We're going to start by dropping them right onto this building here. So that's going to be my commander. Commander, my machine gun, and the rest of these guys are all with assault rifles. So that'll be their start position. Now, this game consists of a number of different phases. The first phase of the game is the initiative phase, where we determine who has initiative for the turn. The modified initiative for the Red Scorpions is 2, and for the UN forces it's 5. So I'm going to roll first for the UN forces. That's a 9. That's going to be pretty hard to beat. They can't beat it, in fact. Oh, I'll roll anyway. Yeah, so 4. So the initiative goes to the UN forces. Now, what initiative means in this game, in most cases where decisions are made but for movements, the movement will go first to the people without initiative, whereas in the action phase, the actions will be done first by those with initiatives, and in movement it'll follow. Moves in this game divide into two halves. The normal move phase, or the first move phase, which is one we're right now, the people who do not have initiative move a figure first, and this will alternate one figure aside, back and forth. We'll start in here. The first movement is going to be that the Red Scorpion is going to start moving downstairs. I'm assuming that they're all aware of what's happening and they hear those helicopters come down. So every figure has two movements. In the case of Red Scorpion, he has an 8 and a 4. The 8 is what you use for this first movement phase. The 4 is for the reactionary movement phase in a moment. So he's going to, 3 inches would get him to the stairs. 5, so he's about here. I'm going to go ahead and call him and this guy next to him a fire team. Your commanders can assign anybody to be in a fire team that's within 8 inches at the beginning of the turn, and that allows them to move together instead of that alternating like I mentioned a moment ago. So the two of them have already started moving. In a similar fashion, we're going to do the same thing over here. Call that a combat stack too. If they end up base-to-base contact, they can be a combat stack. Call that a combat stack too. So that's, I'm treating that as a fire team as well. So that gets a lot of our movements out of the way. They get to move somebody. They don't really have a movement to do, I don't think. So I'm going to put an idle. It's their go. So I'm going to put an idle on this fellow. Then it goes back to our turn. I'll put an idle on him. Idle is going to give them an advantage to their MBA, which is used in the next phase. With that in mind, I will put one on this fellow here. All right, so that's the movement phase. Not a whole lot of movement going on, and we go into the action phase. Now, action phase. This is the phase where most real things get done. If you are doing anything that isn't directly, well, you can do combat. It's sort of their version of Overwatch. So you can shoot and react to shooting. Other options besides attack, Overwatch, and return fire is dodge, which gives you extra movement. Hunker down, that gives you extra defense, and it would be a requirement if we had moved in a full hustle just now. Dragging, picking up or carrying objects would be down. Clearing jammed weapons, or assessing the battlefield, and that's an important thing here. Actions are done on our side first. That's going to be important for assessing. Also, aiming would be done now as well, and I may do that. They have limited range. The weapons are all for the terrorists. They're all being considered submachine guns. Well, now the way this actually works is we have to roll off MBAs. So the first thing I want to do is I want to let into the guy here with the machine gun. So that's what he's going to do. The guy there is going to return fire, or yeah, he will return fire. So you check their MBAs. That is Staff Sergeant Bob Boyle. His modified action is 6, and this guy here is Kadir Ozier, and his modified action is 5. They both have a +4, but that won't matter because it's the same on both. So that means the first shot's going to go right here to the machine gun. Now the machine gun has the ability, it has to shoot 3-round bursts. It doesn't have a choice. It's going to have a negative to its to hit for that. But it would have had the chance to hit anybody within 2 inches. There isn't anybody there though. Base skill is 2. It's not close enough to get the range mod, but it's also within the first range bound of the weapon, so there's no negative on it for that. So let's go down what he needs. We have a line of sight straight through here. It's a real line of sight. There is a cover though. Cover doesn't matter what the cover is, or how much, frankly. So there will be cover. So the range is within the first range band of the weapon. So no modifiers for that. So not within 3 inches. He did not take aim. He did not hustle. He is on the 3rd setting, so that gives him a -2 to the die roll. Target is not inside, is not moving, is not wounded, but he is in cover, so that's a -3 to the die roll. So because he's shooting fully auto, that's 3 rounds. So we're going to roll for him. He had to get 2s. So -3 for that. Those are both 3s. Those are 2 hits. So 2 hits on the guy in the cover. So the way the hits work, this does yellow damage. And the way the hits work is you pull these cards. In this case, the yellow deck of cards. So we pull the first one and we check it against Kadir's cover. His base defense is only 1. The cover is going to make him 2. 2 to 4 range. He's killed just outright. Boom. The first shot killed him. Now these cards, once you pull them, they have to be reshuffled. The deck has to be reshuffled. They're constantly reused. And we have a man down. Now he doesn't get a chance to return fire because he got hit and didn't get... That's where that reaction matters. He could have fired first if he had been a little bit quicker, but he was not. So he is downed. So now it's their chance to respond or to do an action. They're going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be the guy here. He's going to take a shot. 4. He's going to try. He's going to shoot at the machine gunner. The machine gunner cannot respond because he's already activated. Modified action is 5. Well, I guess it's not going to matter, is it? Now, these are being treated as submachine guns, as I mentioned, and that's messes with their range mightily. Their range band. That's what I meant earlier. I mean, they're actually carrying AK-47s, and almost every terrorist figure you'll ever find, and Taliban in this case, are all carrying AK-47s. They usually are not carrying submachine guns. But calling them submachine guns, he limits the category you can choose as a way of balancing the game. And I may change that later, but right now I'm going to make the assumption that it isn't actually a submachine gun. The problem is that the guy's ranges, the guy's abilities are limited, so he's not, his marksmanship isn't that good. So it's 9. The range for the submachine guns is 9. This is almost in range 2. I mean, almost in range 3, but it is in 2. So that's going to give a -1. That is Jawar Kaba, and his base skill is 3, so he's not great. So he's already down to 2, and he's in cover, so he's down 3 dice. So do I want to shoot? Yeah, I think I'm only going to shoot the 1. That's a miss. Now goes to me, and what I'm going to do is a dodge move, and I'm going to move these fellows up towards the porch. Over here, I'm going to do a dodge move. Come on. I'm going to do a dodge move with the red Scorpion. Nobody can see this, so he's going to be... that should have been the second guy there. Then the second guy here. Then my boss. They're fine where they are. Yeah, so I think that's it for the... That sort of takes us out through the end. We could have shot there. Yeah, let's go ahead. Same thing. Make 3, 1. And that's also the same roll. So that's also a miss. So now we have what's called the reactionary movement phase. And on this phase, those who do not have initiative have to move all of their figures they're moving first. That's going to fall, and this is where they move that second amount. So the red Scorpion has 4. Just makes it to the bottom of the stairs. I'll just leave that off. I think that's all the movement I have right now. So the movement goes to us. I should be searching. And his is 4 and 4. All right, I forgot to assess. That's not good. So that takes us through the first turn. Takes us to turn 2. One of the bad guys has been dropped on the steps of the balcony of this building. The red Scorpion has made his way down to the first floor of his building, and we have to roll for initiatives. Now, we would be able to have added, if we'd done an assess, we would have been able to add, and I should have done that with the Arabs. That was a mistake, because I had plenty of actions I could have done that with. I have to fix that this time around. So it's 5 for the UN. They get a 6. And +2 for the red Scorpion. He still doesn't beat him, 5. The red Scorpion actually gets points if they manage to beat him, and you can see why. So we go move phase first, so they get a move. I think what we'll do so the red Scorpion gets to the doorway with his guy out front, still operating as a team. Going to go ahead and put the idol on him. We'll take that off. These things are a little fragile and persnickety. Okay, these two guys are operating as a team. Okay, and the door's way over there. That was badly thought out. I shouldn't have come in here. we're gonna go to the window. I will put a blue on him. Put a blue on them, and they're acting as a tactical stack. And he'll come on out. So that goes to the action phase. Action phase is us. I'm going to try to use the machine gun. Oh, do I do that? No, I'm going to use the fire team, or the tactical stack, because they can both shoot as a tactical stack. And they're going to try to shoot the guy that just came out of that building. So that is 3 and 4. Sergeant Prophet and Corporal Cruz. Cruz is a 3. It's a 2 and a 3 is their skills. But first we have to do their MBAs. I guess we do the fastest guy first, or the first guy. So his modified action is 6. So the tactical stack wins the MBA. They get to shoot first. There'll be return fire from Jawar if he's still around. The first guy shooting for the tactical stack, Prophet, his base skill is 2. I'm going to go ahead and take a -2 for shooting 3 rounds, for doing a 3-round burst at the guy. It's also in cover. It's -4. 2-round burst, huh? No hits. Other guy's going to fire a single round because he's needs a 3. No hits at all. Bam, 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 bam. The guy returns fire. He's going to shoot a single. Base skill is 3. There's it's double range bound, so it's -1, and cover, so it's -2. 1, so that's a miss as well. Bang, bang, bang. A lot of shooting and a lot of missing. I'll put assess battlefield on my commander, which takes it away from them. That's his action though. So I'll put the assess on him. I don't think they can react to assess. Maybe they can. So he'll try to shoot. So he assesses, so they still get the mod, but then he's going to shoot. He's in a negative. Nope. Not even close. And they're going to try to break that window. The skill, or breaching the wooden framework of the window. Base skill is 2. I don't know, 2 will make it. Bam, it's breached. So we'll be able to come through the window next turn. Actually, one of them could do that now, couldn't he? And they're gonna those two guys get into that truck. So the red Scorpion has gotten into a truck. Not good. And they will assess. All right, so that's it for, now we get the secondary movement. They get to move everybody first. I'm going to go ahead and move the truck first. Okay, he's a 15.5 for his movement. So he's going to move 5 inches. Whoa. Going to go ahead and move. Corporal Dunn is going to move. He's got 4-inch move. He's going to run. There. I think they're going to stay. So we'll call him activated. They're activated. And that is turn 3. Well, now things are changing. We got the main guy breaking off in his car. The heroes need to do some work here if they're going to get him before he gets off. So, initiative. We have a +3 because we did the assess. That's an 8, 10. They only have a +1 because they do the assess second. So, initiative is still with the UN players. Well, they're going to move. They can't leave the board now. No, they can't leave the board until next turn. But he's close to leaving the board. We're going to have to do stuff to deal with that. Going to move my boss. Runs Wade, he can move 8. He's going to move there. Call that a fire team. Put that at NBA. They're going to go ahead and pull out. And he's going to pull in. Staff Sergeant Bob Boyle is going to shoot with his light machine gun down from the balcony down the street to the truck. He's going to try to hit the truck. Hitting a driver is hard. That's his action. Red Scorpion is going to try to assess the battlefield as response. The modified initiative, or the MBA, for Boyle, it is 6. And for Red Scorpion, 5. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so this is going to be 3 rounds. It's going to be, base skill is 2. Light machine gun. This is yellows, and it is 20-inch range. So we're shooting at the truck. We're at 20 inches range, or 20 inches is the bands. It is second band, so there's a -1. There's going to be a negative. That's a -3 already, because it has to be automatic. We're going to go ahead and roll 3 dice. This is why I fired. I would have missed that, by the way, if I'd fired at them in the truck, though I would have been able to roll for both of the guys. All right, so I just pull a card. No more modifier. It is a vehicle. Small arms fire damage. Vehicle suffers a malfunction and is wounded. If moving, resolve an out-of-control movement action. So the vehicle has taken a point of damage. It can only take 3. It also is out of control, and a random passenger takes a greed card. 1, 2, 3. It's the red Scorpion. It is not. It's the driver. That's a problematic anyway, right? The driver is Kadir, whose basic modified defense is 1. So the green card has no effect. The bigger problem is that out of control. So what that means is we have to roll for random movement for that truck. To see what the malfunction was, I have to roll. I don't think I have my scatter dice with me. So we're going to roll a d8 as a scatter die, and in the direction it ends up pointing will set the scatter direction. So no collision. Now he does his assess. He's in the weeds. The next action, it's going to be us. I'm going to go ahead and shoot with my boss boy. He's going to get return fired from him. It's 26 inches. So first we have to roll to see, or we have to check the MBAs. The MBA of my boss is 7. That guy's going to have a plus because that's what those blue things are for. He is only a militia guy. So his modified action is 5, but that gives him he goes first. So he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot 1 round, I guess. Let's see, his base skill is 3. It's negative 1 from the distance, negative 2 for cover. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at 1 shot. That's 1, so that's a miss. But it is in the second range band. I'm going to go ahead. My skill level is 2. I'm shooting range band 2, so that's negative 1. Let's go ahead and shoot 2. We're negative 2s. All right, so I'm going to try to operate my guy in the car. That's Corporal Dean. Corporal, he's a 6. The other guy up there is going to respond. He is a 5 plus a 9, so he goes first. He's also going to shoot twice. So his to hit is 3. He's down for shooting minus 2. So that one absolutely misses, and that's a 2. Yeah, he was a 3, right? So those are misses. So now Dunn shoots. Dunn's skill is 3, also in the second range band, so negative 1. I'm going to go ahead and shoot 3 for negative 3s at the truck. That is a 3. That is a hit. Those are both misses. So he hits the truck. That's another yellow card. It's not explosive damage. If small arms fire damage, the vehicle suffers a malfunction and is wounded. It has taken 2 wounds. And it has to do another out of control. I don't think it can really do that, so I'm not going to worry. But a random passenger suffers a green injury. So just like before, 1, 2, 3, it's the red Scorpion. It is not. Killed. The driver of the truck is killed. All right. And there I'm going to try to do a skill roll to search the buildings. So his skill is 2, it's +2, it's 4. There's 2 guys, so we'll do the first one. That's a success. So that building has been searched. That's done. This was only the action phase. Geez, now it's the movement phase. Red Scorpion's going to get out of the car, out of the broken truck. The guys in this building are going to come out. And I don't know if I want to do any movement. I think I do. And they're going to come around that way in hopes that they might search this building. All right, that's it for movement. That would be combat phase. Yeah, we got combats. I don't think I can shoot him. So I'm going to shoot the 2 guys that just came out with the machine gun. That's range band 2. They are in the open. You can actually do this to both. So the first one, it's a 2, -1. That's 2 hits. 2 hits on the first guy. That'll be the guy by the pole. No effect. Serious wound. He is down with a serious wound. The other one. 2 hits again. Okay, so he is wounded, suppressed, and hamstrung, and no effect. So what that means is he's limited in his movement because of the hamstrung. He suppressed. He has to move 4 inches out of into cover. So he's going to go back into the building he came out of. That was some good shooting, Tex. All right, so they're going to shoot. Might as well shoot 3. What the heck? Ooh, the range mods are gone. So this would just be -2. That's 2, 3, 2 and 3. Only one of those is a hit. No, neither of those are a hit because he's in the vehicle. I'm going to shoot him with 3. This is a -2 for that. -3. 1. That's a hit. Wounded and suppressed. Boyle just shot and took out or wounded and suppressed the guy up here. He takes a wound and he goes back 4 inches into the cover. And I'm going to fire the boss guy at the other one up there. He's also going to shoot for 3. His base skill is also 2s. That's a miss. That's a hit. So he gets 1 hit. And that's a kill. So this guy's dead. And that is the end of turn 3. Now it is turn 4, and as of now, the Red Scorpion can leave the tabletop. Red Scorpion did have an assess, so that's going to help him. I did not have an assess. So modified initiative +5, that's only 6. For them, it is +5. Oh, they get it. So that's going to be a victory point for them as well. And they have the initiative, which is not what I wanted. And we have movement. I'm going to move down, cross the street. Oh, that's all it's going to be because he's just going to leave. So he's off the board. Red Scorpion has escaped. Then I'll move the boss. He's going to climb out the window. Go into here. Head back out and shoot down into that. All right, so action phase. He's gone. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that guy there. He's gonna return fire. Modified action is 6, and he is 5. So. Those are 3 hits. Ouch. That guy's dead. There's not much chance of him surviving. Yeah, that's dead. Go ahead and try to search. That's the second building searched. And he's going to make his dodge. dodge into that. There is no, there's the actual move phase. In the middle of the move phase of the fourth turn, these guys have moved up to here. The boss has moved up the street there, and now it's their turn for. I guess that's it. Actually, I think I already moved him. So we go to turn 5. Have to roll for initiatives. +5 for the U.S. That's 7. +2 for our beat up. They probably don't even have that anymore. 6, 7, 8. Oh my God. I'm going to go ahead and give it to them. They just rolled initiative. I'm not sure that's right because the red Scorpion's gone. His point shouldn't have counted anymore, I don't think. But I'm going to leave it the way it is. So they have initiative, so I have to move first. I'm going to go ahead and move the big guy. He makes it all the way to there. Now it's their move. They only got the one guy. And he can't move forward. Oh, he's in trouble. But he's got initiative, so he's gonna come at me. All right, that's all the movements. So it's action phase. They get the first action, which is why they did that. This might not have been a great idea, but he's gonna go first. Or gonna try to. I'm gonna respond with my guy. This is probably not a good idea now that I think about it. He should have stayed idle, which would have given him a +4. Would have hurt him on his roll, but and that's not going to help him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay here. He's going to go idle. That'll give him a +4. So he's at what was he? He's in trouble anyway. Modified action, that would make his modified action 9 against my modified action of 7. So he goes first. That's what he wanted. He's going to go ahead and shoot all 3. I think. Let's see, his base skill is 3. So he's going to be -1, -2. He's going to go all 3. He's in the first range band. That's 2 hits. He did the right thing. 2 hits. These are yellows. Or are they greens? I think they're greens. Yeah, these are greens. So the first one, I'm in the open. Oh, I'm in defense. I'm -1 actually. Those were still hits though. So he needs 3s to hit. He rolls, he's got a -2 for the range, -1 for cover, and I rolled 2 6s. So those are both hits. He pulls on the green. Race Wade's defense, modified defense is 5. It goes to 6 because of the cover. So he is suppressed. He's going to have to go for cover, and he's going to lose an action. And the other one is no effect. So he has to move 4 inches and go cover. But see what happened there? By beating me, I lose my shot. And I'm suppressed. Well, that's problematic. He's going to go first on combat. They're not going to want to move now. They're going to dodge. Nobody can respond. And that guy is going to search. He needs a 4 or higher. He does not get it. That is the action phase. That takes us to the retaliatory movement phase. I lose an action. He's going to go this way. And he's going to go this way. He's going to go bang. That's a close combat. He goes first. Close combat. Now, close combat subtracts most of the mods. So he's going to go ahead and unleash on this guy now. So this is a fully auto, no mods. He needs 3s. Hero with a 0. He still only gets 1 hit. It costs him big time. He ain't gonna live through this. No effect. 1 hit that did nothing. Not what he wanted. Because return fire by 4. That's by Kenneth Cruz. His skill is also 3. He's one of my low guys. But he's got an assault rifle. Also no modifiers. He's also fully auto. Wow. All 3 hit. And he is a yellow. Well, an already wounded guy, so he's going to be down. First one is no effect. Second one is no effect. He probably would have gotten him with the 3rd shot, but the 2nd shot emptied his gun. That's where we sit there. That's not what I expected at all. So he fires, he gets 2 hits. The first hit has no effect, and the second hit has no effect and empties his gun. So Kenneth Cruz, who's just, I think, fired his first shot of the game, is now empty. And I think he's blocking. Oh no, they say people don't block line of sight, so I'm going to assume that one can fire. He is not going to get all those bonuses though, but he's going to go ahead and fire 3 anyway. He is at 3. He's at cover, so that's -3. This is Sergeant Prophet. He needs 2s. Well, that's nothing. That's nothing at all. Ba 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 bam. So combat phase. That's the end of turn 5. Turn 6 ends, and we have to roll for +5 for our guys. 7. All right. So initiative goes to the UN. So movement. Well, he's got to do something. He was lucky enough to survive that. Well, that's not going to. He's going to head back over this way. That's it for movement. We have initiative. Boss Boy is going to try to shoot. Modified action is 7, and his action is 5. So I'll go ahead and shoot for 3 because again we're close range. That's 3 hits. No effect. Wounded, hamstrung. That is a dead. And he would have been wounded, bleeding, and suppressed the next turn. But he is dead. That was his action. We're going to search over there again. We need a 4. Got it. That makes 3 buildings we found, so we found the papers. We have 2 more turns, 8 turns for this game. So that's the end. 6th round, there's no bad guys left. So on retaliatory move, he'll move up to the dead guy. They'll come around this way. He'll go up there. Combat phase, there's no combats. We go to turn 7. Do a search here. Nothing. Search up there. That's successful. So we searched a body. They will move. They dodge. And then that's final move. Takes him to this guy. He comes around to there. Last turn of the game, turn 8. We might as well just do the searches. Well, he would have moved to here. So now 2 searches. First search, successful. Second search, successful. So that brings us to the end of the game, turn 8. We've got 3 terrorists have been searched, 3 buildings have been searched, which counts as finding the papers. That's the side for the UN side, and for the terrorist side, their bad guy got away. So that brings us to the end of the game. The Union players are declared the winners with 11 points for the 3 people they've searched, the 3 buildings they've searched, and their numbers of people remaining alive at the end of the game. The terrorists only have points for I'm giving them points for the Red Scorpion still being alive, even though he is officially off the table, which means they have, at the end of the game, 2 people, 1 wounded and 1 that got off the table. Overwhelming victory for the UN forces, though the Red Scorpion did escape and is still out there to do his harm. So that was Battleforce's, and that was the first scenario in Bald Guy Games, their Scorpion's Nest campaign, that one being called Scorpion's Cage. Scorpion is still on the loose, and we're ready to go to the second adventure. I hope that gave you some idea of what the game looks like on the board. If you have already played the game and you have comments you'd like to make, either about errors I may have made or just your opinions of the game, please feel free to add those in the comments down below. Also, if you have comments of further information or content you'd like to see us cover here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, please include that in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please go ahead and hit like. And if you haven't already done so, please take the time to subscribe to our page. Until next time, cheers.